How would you feel if someone called you the firstborn of Satan? If you look at the comment sections of videos that either defend the Catholic Church or attack it, you will probably see comments like, "I hope Catholics open their eyes to the truth," or "I hope this pastor opens his eyes to the truth." While there are some hurtful, angry and accusatory comments as well, the discussion has become a lot more civilized. However, if you go back to the early church, they never minced words. They were not afraid to defend the church and to call out those who were in opposition to the traditional teachings of the apostles. One such defender is the great martyr and bishop Saint Polycarp of Smyrna. Saint Polycarp was a disciple of the apostle John and was probably the last living person to be directly discipled by the apostles. That makes him a pretty big deal, won't you agree? You know what else would be a pretty big deal? If you would like our videos and subscribe to our channel and share our videos with others. It would really help us a lot. Also, make sure that you hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Now, even though Polycarp only wrote a small letter to the Philippians, we can learn more about his life from the writings of his friend and successor Irenaeus, who is considered a saint and doctor of the church. One of the main heresies that Polycarp fought against was the heresy of Marcionism. Now, Marcionism seems like a foreign word for most of us today, but you could still recognize the teachings in some modern beliefs. Have you heard people saying that the Bible is not reliable since it contains stories that are mythical, unscientific, and unnatural? What about claims that the text doesn't line up with the historical facts? Or what about people who try to separate the supernatural, divine Jesus from the historical figure who was a great teacher version of Jesus? While this sounds more like a modernist teaching, it was the background for the heresy of Marcionism. Marcionism was, of course, named after the heretic Marcion. An interesting story goes like this. One day Marcion ran into Polycarp and asked him, "Don't you recognize me?" Saint Polycarp replied, "I do indeed. I recognize the firstborn of Satan." Wow, talk about roasting someone to their face. Marcion believed that the God of the Old Testament was a mean, vengeful God who inflicted harsh judgments and punishments, while the God of the New Testament was a completely different, compassionate and peace-loving God. So, he rejected not only the Old Testament, but most of the New as well. Even today, we see many people who tolerate sin by saying Jesus is love or what would Jesus do? They portray Jesus as a gentle, loving person who accepts and affirms everyone just the way they are. In their eyes, he is different from the angry, critical and offensive Old Testament God. But Marcion did not stop there. He also believed in Docetism, which is an important part of Gnosticism. The term Docetism comes from the Greek word dokein, meaning to seem, or dokesis, meaning he claimed that since Jesus was divine, he only appeared to take on a physical body, but didn't really. So, denied Jesus' incarnation, physical birth, death, and even the resurrection. Why bother being a Christian if you don't believe in the basic teachings of Christianity, am I right? In his letter to the Philippians, Saint Polycarp issues a stern warning for those believing in Docetism. He writes, "For whosoever does not confess that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh is Antichrist, and whosoever does not confess the testimony of the cross is of the devil. And whosoever perverts the oracles of the Lord to his own lusts and says that there is neither a resurrection nor a judgment, he is the firstborn of Satan." Though Saint Polycarp's words might seem unnecessarily harsh to our modern sensitivities, his goal was to completely stamp out all traces of heresy. He goes on to advise Christians to abandon any false doctrines and return to the word that has been handed down from Christ and his apostles. Polycarp's defense of the historicity of Jesus wasn't just based on his blind faith in the apostles and the gospels. Even non-Christian texts like 1st century Jewish historian Josephus' Antiquities of the Jews and the Roman historian Tacitus' Annals talk about the historic figure of Jesus and record his death. Now, Polycarp wasn't just a defender of faith during his lifetime. Even at the moment of his death, he refused to give up the faith. Since he was already 83 years old, the Roman officials tried to give him a chance to reject Christ and save his own life instead of being burnt alive and torn apart by peace. Polycarp didn't hesitate to respond. He fired back. 86 years have I served him, and he has done me no wrong. How then can I blaspheme my King and my Savior? The fire you threaten me with cannot go on burning for very long. After a while, it goes out. But what you are unaware of are the flames of future judgment and everlasting torment which are in store for the ungodly. Why do you go on wasting your time? Bring out whatever you have a mind to. So, what do you think about this? Do you see traces of Marcionism or Docetism in some people's version of Christianity today? Let us know in the comments below. Also, if you like this video, let us know by liking and subscribing to our channel, and share this video with all your friends. Until next time.